In this video from Quantum RLV, we will demonstrate and compare the OrCam devices that are currently available. That's the OrCam Read Lite, OrCam Read 3 and OrCam MyEye. First of all, here is Leon showing the OrCam Read Lite.
Quantum Reading Learning Vision. Today we're going to introduce you to the OrCam Read Lite device, which is an easy to operate text-to-speech device. It's handheld, and all you need to do is point it at what you want to read, push the button,
Lighthouse on the Boulevard, a history of the Royal Victorian Institute,
and it'll read it out loud for you. There's a red laser. You have your charger, which plugs into the wall and has a USB plug at the other end. Take out this bit of packing, and we now have a case, and it also comes with a microfiber cloth for cleaning the lens on the front of the OrCam. Inside the case, if we open that up, you have your cable for the charger. You also get some headphones that you can plug into the back of the OrCam so that you're the only one that hears it, and also a lanyard to hang around your neck so that you don't lose the OrCam. And we have the case to keep the OrCam safe and dust-free. Now, when you first pick up the OrCam, you'll feel that it has a flat end at one end, which is the end with the camera that you point towards what you want to read, and a rounded end at the other end, which we call the back. So on top of one side, there are 4 buttons that you can feel. They're all very tactile. And there's also a small slot here, which is a USB slot for the charger. The button next to that is the on-off button. Then we have 2 buttons that we call the plus and minus buttons for volume settings, etc., and the activation button at the front. On the back end, there is a small latch here for the lanyard and a 3.5mm jack for you to put the headphones into. Now, to turn the device on, the button on the top closest to the rounded end, if you put your finger on that, you'll hear a beep. That means that it's getting ready. If you turn the device over, you'll see that there's a light right here. This light is orange. It will change to blue as it's just done. Then back on the side with the buttons, next to the on-off button, there is a row of lights. You will see these light up. There should be 4 blue lights. There we go. They indicate how much charge.
OrCam version 9 is ready. Battery is 100% charged.
And as you heard, it also announces how much charge is in the device. Now, once the OrCam is turned on, you will see the plus and minus buttons that we have here. If we press those,
volume up, volume down, volume up.
They are your volume buttons. The button in front of that is the activation button. Now, the best way to use the OrCam Read Lite is to hold it like you would a pen. So like you were writing with it, with that finger on top of that button. Now, to use the OrCam, with your finger on the activation button at the front, if you press that button, you'll see that there's a small laser box there. Now, the closer you hold it to the tabletop, the smaller that box it gets. If you lift the OrCam up, that box gets larger. Now, the OrCam will read everything that's inside that red box, but it won't start reading until you take your finger off the button. So if I take my finger off, you heard that ding. That means that there's either nothing there for it to read, or if you were reading something and you hear that sound, that means it's gotten to the end of the page. So if we get some text, bring some text in here now, and if I push my finger on the button, I take my hand away until I see what I want to read inside that red box. If I take my finger off,
Quantum RLV focuses exclusively on assistive technology and has been helping people with vision loss find the best products from around the world for over 35 years. We are a national company with professional consultants who work collaboratively.
If I push the activation button again, it will stop the talking. So if I take another scan of this page and start the reading,
professional consultants who work collaboratively to
if I
create
double push
solutions
the
for your
activation
patients
button,
whose quality of life.
it now pauses it. So if somebody comes into a room while you're reading an article and they want to have a discussion with you, you can pause the OrCam. And as you can hear, those soft beeps are just an indication that the device is paused. Now to get back to the reading, double click
Has been
again.
impacted by low vision. Quantum works regularly with self-funded clients.
Now also,
and with
if I
clients via
pause that,
funding programs such
there's the plus and minus buttons. If we push the plus button, it will jump forward in the text a few words. If you push the minus button, it will actually go back a few words. So if there's a part that you missed, you can jump back and go over it again. I'll show you that now.
such as NDIS, My Aged Care, Department of Veterans. We provide support, referrals to company with professional consult.
Now when using the OrCam, it's always best to hold it perpendicular to the text. If you hold it at too much of an angle, if I press the button,
Brochure issue. Skip 2 lines of unreadable
as you hear,
text.
it has a hard time reading it. So it's always best to be straight up and down. Now you may notice that you can also read things in landscape mode or portrait mode,
Introducing you to Quantum RLV. Quantum RLV.
and even upside down.
Quantum works regularly with self-funded clients.
It
and with
works at all
clients via funding
orientations.
programs
And the
such as
OrCam will
NDIS,
tell you if
My
there's
Aged
not
Care,
enough light
Department of
for it
Veterans
to read
Affairs
the
and Job
text
Access.
clearly.
We provide support at our site.
The OrCam Read Lite has two ways of taking a picture of the text to read it. The first one we showed you was what they call laser box. This one, if we push the plus and the minus buttons together,
Arrow laser mode.
you go into arrow laser mode. Now if I show you this, it has a little arrow. This way you can more precisely read a certain part of the text.
Quantum RLV focuses exclusively on assistive.
So some examples of reading with the arrow mode would be, instead of just reading the whole page, say you're reading a newspaper. Let's do this. And I only wanted to read this small section here. I can just point the laser to that part, press it,
Logan Lucky. Stan or Rent. Skip 1 line of unreadable text. An eccentric combo of scrappy crime caper and angular redneck comedy directed by Steve.
Now you would have heard that it said skip 1 line of unreadable text. That was the star rating, and because it's not text, the OrCam can't read it. Now if you only wanted to use the one mode like the laser box mode, we can change it back
Rectangle laser mode.
to rectangle laser mode. If I wanted to focus in on that area, I could, but it is dependent on how much usable vision that you have. If you can focus that small, it will just read
Logan Lucky.
that
Stan
small
or
part.
Rent.
The OrCam Read Lite also comes with some vocal commands so that you can change some of the settings in the device. If you forget what those settings are, or if you forget how to do it, all you need to say is, "Hey OrCam, settings."
Settings has the following vocal commands. Speak louder, speak softer, read faster, read slower, enable the reading navigation, disable the reading navigation, enter the user menu, change the voice, change the auto suspend time, enable the auto flash, disable the auto flash, connect to the Bluetooth audio device, check the internet connectivity, read everything.
And as you will hear, to get to any of those commands, you have to start with, "Hey OrCam." So as an example of how to change the commands. If we said, hey OrCam, change voice.
To change English voice, press the trigger button. For other options, press the volume buttons.
So I'll press the trigger
Hi,
button.
I'm Lee. To choose me, press the trigger button. To change, press the volume buttons.
Hi, I'm Susan. To choose me, press the trigger button. To change, press the volume buttons.
Hi, I'm Tom. To choose me, press the trigger button. To change, press the volume buttons.
Hi, I'm Karen. To choose me, press the trigger button. To change, press the volume buttons.
So I like Karen, so let's push the trigger button.
Voice set. Tip top, the one white sandwich, 700 grams, $9.50. $0.63 for 100 grams. Everyday low price. So good. Soy, half your daily calcium source of protein. Regular. F. Whitlock and Sons. No. Smoky chipotle corn chowder. ITA. Sugar. Cake mix. 9. Canned fruit. Some blocks of text are unreadable. Commencement of works. Sujit, Australia. Duratec Limited has been engaged to carry out the Glen Shopping Centre car park structural remediation works are scheduled.
You would have noticed one of the labels that was on the shelf, it didn't read the price. Now that was because of the formatting. Underneath it, it did have 63 cents per 100 grams, read that perfectly. But because of the formatting, and we can't control that unfortunately. Also, you might have noticed that some of the logos of the products, which are in a more of a free form, like handwriting type style, the OrCam Read Lite won't read handwriting or forms of print like handwriting. In the little holder there, I can push the button
Introducing you to Quantum RLV.
and it just reads that out quite easily. If I wanted to read a book, say with 2 pages, I can widen these legs, open up my book, and then because it is a wider piece of text, I can raise my OrCam to get a wider field of view, push the button,
Lighthouse on the Boulevard, Chapter 4, centrally heated, and despite the wintry conditions
Now that would have read both those pages for you. So if you have to do a lot of reading, the stand can be very easy to just save you having to hold the OrCam Read. Now some will go on your way. Now you would have noticed that in the video when we were down the shops, it was a very noisy environment. So some of the text was very hard to hear it being read out. The OrCam Lite does come with a set of headphones that you pop in your ears, and that helps you hear everything that it's reading. You can also Bluetooth it to a set of Bluetooth headphones. So that it's easy for you to hear what text that it's reading. So to summarize, the OrCam Read Lite, great little product, very simple to use. As we say, point, click.
Quantum, reading, learning, vision, introduce.
It reads. It'll read a whole page. You've got a stand available to help you with certain situations, and they're fantastic products. So again, this is the OrCam Read Lite.
In this next video, Peter Cracknell shows us the OrCam Read 3.
Hello, my name is Peter Cracknell and I'm from Quantum Reading Learning Vision, and I'm going to be showing you the new OrCam Read 3. The OrCam Read 3 is a handheld text-to-speech device that you can read printed material anywhere, anytime. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a picture of this text here.
Colleen McCulloch. Road plunged into the forested flags below.
It's not just books and correspondence that you can read with the OrCam Read 3, it's also packaging.
and medication. So, for example, you can read some packet of paracetamol.
Medicine information, active ingredients.
Even barcodes on packaging can be read as well. You can also read things at a distance, like signs and shop fronts. So, for example, there's a poster over there. I can read that as well. Just aim at the poster.
Site support solutions, empowering your independence.
When you're reading at home, you have the convenience of the reading stand. Simply pop it into the cradle. It's then at the correct height for reading anything underneath. That could be a magazine, it could be a small newspaper, anything, a book, bills, correspondence, pop it underneath, and then it's at the correct height. But the beautiful thing is you don't even need to press the buttons. You can use voice commands to operate it. Just like this. Hey, OrCam, read everything.
BEF Rogan Josh. Serves ball prep 35 mins, marinate and cook 1 hour, 30 mins, make icy for $4.
And I can stop it just with a simple hand gesture. Put my hand underneath and it will stop reading. If I want to start reading again, I just point.
200 grams Greek style yogurt.
How simple is that? Another great feature for the OrCam Read 3 is the ability to connect it to the internet when you want some of the artificial intelligence features that are so powerful for reading. So, for example, when we have it connected to the internet, we can actually read handwriting. That handwriting could be on a letter or an envelope, but it could also be on something distant, like a board. So, for example, on the board here, perhaps we're looking at the specials in a restaurant. We can use the OrCam to zoom in on the writing, the handwriting, and we can have that shown magnified on our attached screen. So when connected to the internet and attached to a tablet like an iPad or a laptop computer, we can actually zoom in onto handwriting at a distance, like on a whiteboard, and we can actually have that read out loud.
Today's specials: flathead, chips and tomato sauce, $13 whiting, $17 burger, $26.
And I can even ask it questions using Siri-like questions. By pressing the artificial intelligence button, what's the cheapest thing on the menu?
Flathead, chips and tomato sauce for $13 is the cheapest item on the menu.
The other thing we can do is we can have that image converted to large print. And so now our OrCam Read 3 is acting like a large print magnifier and a text-to-speech device all in one, with Siri-like questions where you can ask it further information about what's in front of you.
In this final video, we look at the OrCam MyEye Pro wearable device. Is the little OrCam MyEye, for those that can see it. It's about a lipstick size. I've got it on the lanyard, and it just clips to a magnetic mount on glasses. So it does come with a pair of glasses, but it's a magnetic mount right on the side. So it can be used hands-free, as in you've not got to be holding something to take a picture. So the main thing what it does is reading any printed text back aloud to you. So for those that can't see or can't comprehend text, you can have that read aloud to you, and it's from any surface. So it and I'll show that in just a moment, but it might be a document, it might be print on a food item, it might be a sign in a shop, it might be a menu in a cafe, all sorts of things. So, and because it's so wearable, you can take it around with you, and it's reasonably discreet, just being small and on the glasses. But the reason we're talking about AI is it's using something called artificial vision and artificial intelligence, as in the computer learning and getting its information from what you're showing it and what they've programmed it with, and then providing you with the information. So it's taking a photo, taking all the text in, and then processing out. And then, as Peter will demonstrate later, you can now ask it to read particular things. So it's taking that information and getting to exactly what you want. And it's also the MyEye Pro also has features like face recognition, so you can restore people's faces in it. So it will then announce when you see that person, it will announce their name. So you've recorded it in there. It's not connected to the internet, so it's, you know, nobody else can access it unless they've got access to the device. And it's not something you can take the information off the device either. So it is secure in that way. It also recognizes a database of barcodes. So a lot of it food items, things you might find in the supermarkets, but you can also record things in. It will do some color recognition and also currency, so money, notes rather than coins. So yeah, so I'll just give you a bit of a demonstration of the text reading. So if I've got, say, I've just got one of our newsletters here, there's a couple of ways you can read. There's a touch bar, sensitive touch bar, that's like a little line on the tactile line on the device. If I tap that, it will take a picture and then read from what it can see. So I'll just try that now.
Quantum reading, learning, vision, the latest information on assistive technology, live wire, spring 2021, issue 50. Stroke can affect a person's vision.
And I can just stop it by putting out my hand. So that's one way of reading. Another way I can read is just by using one finger and pointing, and that will point it to a more specific area. So I could go further down the page if I can.
Related vision problems can be very complex.
So it's read from partway down the page in that instance. So yeah, so there's a few different ways of reading, and Peter will talk about some of the smart reading and even hands-free ways we can read now. The barcode, if I've got, say I'm trying to find something in the supermarket, I can either point to the text. Okay, so that got tomato, no preservatives. But if I can see enough to see the barcode or find the barcode.
Reduce tomato 170 ml.
So it's giving you the volume there as well, and whatever's stored in the barcode. So, and I did that just by having a certain about 30 centimeters distance away from you. And if it might say unfamiliar barcode if it wasn't something in there, and if it's something you got all the time, there's a process of recording that in. It will also do currency. So if I've got a note, I don't know what it is, even if it's a bit scrunched up, it should do this.
50 Australian dollars.
So it just announced the amount there. So yeah, so that's the main features of it. So text reading. So again, you know, signs, I can actually even read off my PowerPoint here, hopefully.
Introduction to OrCam MyEye's main features, video of the customer's experience, latest developments for OrCam Smart Read.
Okay, and then I can put it into.
Press again to shut down.
So I'll just suspend it. It will also do things like tell you the time. So yeah, there's a whole range of features. You can change the voices. You can get different language versions. So the one we've got does do Chinese as well as English, but you can order other languages if you need. But yeah, so that's the main basic features of it. So I'll now perhaps show the video. So I'll now hand over to Peter, who's going to talk about the exciting new features that the OrCam has. So we can talk about that.
Thanks, Beck. Thank you for that. And just on the point about AI or artificial intelligence, it's important to understand that a lot of the features that Beck was mentioning were actually artificial intelligence features. So you may have noticed that she was pointing with a finger, she was using her hand. So the OrCam was using artificial intelligence to identify a hand, a finger, and then knowing, well, that means I want to read from that location, or I wish to stop reading, and so on. And this is stuff that's been in the OrCam for some years now. And OrCam very much at the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. The main thing is that it's all self-contained within the device and does not require an internet server to provide the artificial intelligence. So you'll have seen some of the things there about reading, and the thing that Jan mentioned was about voice commands. So perhaps a lot of people are not familiar that the OrCam has got voice commands as well as being able to tap and point and so on. So the main way that we can manually activate a voice command is to just double tap the side of the OrCam, or if we're using the OrCam Read device, which is the handheld version, we double tap the front button, and that then is waiting for a voice command. So for example, I can just double tap the side, battery status.
Battery is 65% charged, not charging.
And I've just got this connected to my Bluetooth speaker here, just so that you can hear it as well. Otherwise, I would only really be hearing it in my ear quite discreetly. And I did notice a message just pop up asking, can it be connected to earbuds? And yes, it can. So that's either the OrCam's own earbuds, which are Bluetooth, or to the iPhone AirPad Pros, and other Bluetooth earbuds as well. So just for today's demonstration, I'll be running it through the speaker so everybody can hear.
Yeah.
Good. So that was an example of using a voice command. I double tapped and then I asked it a command. I said, what the battery status was. But we could also do some of the reading commands as well, and a whole heap of other things. So there's also some control commands we can do with voice commands. So instead of swiping forward or swiping back as we would normally do manually on the OrCam MyEye, a lot of people find that a bit inconvenient. They can use a voice command instead. And when we couple that with the Hey OrCam feature, which I'll talk about in a moment, that really does give us a hands-free operation. So I'm going to start with an example of the a voice command. And I'm going to show you some of the smart reading commands. That this is something that Jan was not did not have available to her when she was recording that video, but this is taking it to the next level with some of the smart reading. So with smart reading, what happens is the device goes into a state where it takes a picture, and then it waits for you to ask it questions about what's available to read. So if I go double tap, smart reading,
Note that some of the text was unreadable. Ready.
Tells me that it's ready to read. Now I can say things like,
Did you mean read the sentence article?
It's asking me, did I mean something? Because I'm talking to you and it's hearing some of the things that I'm saying. But I'm going to say something like, read everything.
Sanjan PRD17AM/FM accessible radio designed for users who are blind or have low vision. This accessible radio has spoken menus and tactile buttons and dials, making it easier to operate. Sit back and enjoy the high sound quality with or without headphones.
And I can still combine it with gestures like stop and point. But where it becomes really useful, I've obviously just asked it to read everything, but I can also ask it to read from a particular point. Now, I might guess that there might be something on this page because I can see vague pictures about maybe something that looks like a measuring jug or a bathroom scale. So I could say something like, start from bathroom scale.
Talking kitchen scale and measuring jug set. This jug has bold markings and an easy grip handle. The scales announces measurements in a male voice and it's easy to operate with tactile buttons and a large.
So I was able, if I was able to guess what might be on that document, and so for example, if I'd received a bill, I kind of know it's a bill, and so I could do the same thing. In this case, I'm going to ask it to restart. Restart. Read the amounts.
Found 6 amounts. First result, $55.19. Second result, $55.
So I was able to ask it to ignore most of the page and just get to the bit that I want to know. How much do I owe Telstra? And when do I owe it? There might also be telephone numbers on this page, and I can ask it to read the phone numbers. So you can see how useful that is, because it's using the artificial intelligence to ignore and filter out most of the text and just get you to the point, to the information you need. If we had read everything on that page, you can imagine how much stuff I would not be interested in, the advertising, the BPay, all of those sorts of things. Exit.
Exiting.
So that was using this. That was just using some of the smart reading features with the OrCam MyEye. Now those features are also available on the OrCam Read.
So now we'll look at some extra features of the OrCam MyEye which you can use when it's online. So with the new, I'd like to show you the new features on the OrCam MyEye, so the wearable device. So since late 2024, there is now the option, as well as being able to describe certain things in front of you by saying what's in front of me to it. In conjunction with the OrCam app, there's an OrCam app for iOS and Android, which allows you to connect to Wi-Fi, and then you can use the enhanced online features and get more of a scene description. So when you're connected to the app, you can say, hey, OrCam, what's in front of me?
A conference room with a long table, several chairs, and framed pictures on the walls. A laptop is on the table displaying a website, and there's a cup and some cables nearby. For further details, say question and ask your question. To exit, say exit.
So I can ask it, question, can you describe the pictures?
The pictures on the wall include framed artwork and a poster. The artwork appears to be landscapes or abstract images, and the poster shows a person working at a computer.
Question, what color is the cup on the table?
The cup on the table is white with red designs.
And then to exit, I can either put my hand out, or I can say exit, and that will stop it listening. So that might be more useful to you if you're in an unfamiliar place and you want a general scene description. If you're trying to find a particular item, we've also tried it. It might tell you whether, for example, a printer's on or off. Somebody was asking you to look for a particular color light or something. So there are various applications to it, but you do need to have a Wi-Fi connection. So that concludes our comparison video. So just in summary, we have the OrCam Read Lite, which is the handheld snap and read device, which has got basic reading functions and you can quickly read text. There's then the OrCam Read 3, which is also the handheld device, but also includes the stand and access to the smart magnifier features where you can read handwriting and get translations, summarization, and ask questions about text. And then there's the OrCam MyEye, which is the wearable device, which, as well as all the text, can also have face recognition, color recognition, and also the what's in front of me features. So thanks for watching. If you would like an in-person demonstration or would like further information, please contact us on 1300 883 853 or email info at quantumrlv.com.au. And thanks for watching.